Donald Trump's vision of a fortress America was at the heart of his controversial campaign for the presidency. Now, in office, he faces the challenge of pulling up the drawbridge by strengthening and extending the existing barriers on his country's frontier with Mexico.
Ultimately, it'll come out of what's happening with Mexico. We're going to be starting those negotiations relatively soon.
When does construction begin?
As soon as we can physically do it. We're
within months?
I would say in months, yeah.
Mexico continues to insist it will fight any attempt to make it pay for the wall. And here in the border city of Tijuana, business leaders are worried about the impact on trade and skeptical about the president's plans.
The problem is that the majority of Americans are not really familiar with the border. And consequently, the idea of a wall seems to be appealing. We already have one. We call it the tortilla curtain. But the truth of the matter is that, I think that's a symbol.
Well, this fence at the Pacific Ocean is the very start of the land border between Mexico and the United States. And President Trump has always said that he wants to build a much taller, much better, much bigger wall, stretching all the way from here, nearly 2,000 miles, to Texas.
This land is your land. This land is my land.
But even in liberal California, there's backing for President Trump's hard line on immigration, not least from these supporters who call themselves the Trumpettes.
I think it's a good thing. I always say my scriptures, Ezekiel 22:30, I sought for a man who would build a wall. And I was reading that the other day, and it just stuck out in my spirit because we need protection. And I pray for America, and I pray that God will shore up the border of our nation.
The president's exact plans are not yet clear, but it's reported he'll sign orders suspending the arrival of refugees and halting immigration from certain nations where Muslims are in the majority. Mr. Trump says this will be a big day for national security. It will also be a big test of his resolve. James Cook, BBC News, on the US-Mexico border.